Welcome into the 2018 season in the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. We're going to have a few new starters this year, but overall this team is much improved in my opinion. I think we're going to be ready to handle all the adversity of this season. Now, losing our number one receiver in Breland Brown in the offseason and spring practices to a torn Achilles is really going to affect this team, but I think we'll be okay. We're taking on Ole Miss. The Rebels come into this game having already won, and they had an impressive week one performance. It's kind of scary how well they played, but Dana Garcia is going to be your starting quarterback throughout spring. I practiced with him and I decided, you know what, I think Garcia is the right choice going forward. However, he loses 3 on the ground to begin the day. That's not his strong suit. Looking at our new skill starters, we have Guyassi Blanks, Jaden Norwood, Macario Dorba, and Sam Freeman all as new starters. Logan Houston does return to the lineup. However, he's expected now to step up and become our number one wide receiver. Across the O-line, Joseph Allen's the only new starter at center. He did start our bowl game though, so he has a little bit of starting experience. But we'll have to see how this offense meshes. I think we have a chance to be really good, truthfully. Even without Quantel Johnson and David Hester, I think this team, and even Breland Brown due to his injury, I think this team's set up for future success. Garcia here looking to pass, going down the field. He has a one-on-one with Logan Houston. That arm strength came into play there. He doesn't have quite a strong enough arm to hit that pass. Marlowe out of the backfield drops it. He's somebody I expect to step up this season. His speed and athleticism are really going to be dynamic and bring a new dimension to this offense that Quantel Johnson couldn't bring before. And honestly, Guyassi Blanks isn't going to bring that either, just because he is a slower power back type, just like Quantel Johnson. But we'll have to see if he's able to produce, as Hawthorne's going to throw a pass there that falls incomplete. He's a true freshman starter that was dynamic in week 1. Looking at our starting defense, Jacob Reese is our new starting D tackle too. Honestly, he's going to rotate with Blake Listenby. It's going to be mostly Reese, but Listenby's going to check in. I just want to start getting rotations. Now on the back end, you have Zach Poydras and Tony Apu, the transfer, are both going to step in, and they're going to be starters this season. Apu's a transfer, like I said. We'll see how he adjusts to the team. He's a lower overall, and our safety position honestly is quite weak. It's a position we need to upgrade as we recruit this season. But down the field goes Hawthorne, and he's going to find Deshaun Henry for a big gain, getting the Rebels a first down. You're also going to notice in this game that I forgot to record the audio for the game. I'm sorry about that. So it's going to be just music in the background for this one. It'll be back to normal next week. I shut it off and forgot to turn it back on when I recorded this, so that's my bad. But it is what it is. We'll be able to move past it. It's 3rd and 12 now for the Rebels. Let's see if we can get a stop here. Hawthorne looking to pass. He's feeling no pressure, and I thought we'd get a lot with our front 7 here. However, he just checks it down. Woodson goes for 9, and that's going to end up being a punt. Or is it? Because they're showing it. It is a punt. Okay, Skalski's going to get it. He drops it. Luckily, he falls on top. That could have been a huge turnover and a big turning point in this game, as Guyassi Blanks is going to get another carry here and go for 6 to start the next drive. We're hoping we can get some points here and take the lead in this one, as, you know, we're about halfway through the first quarter now, as Garcia's looking to pass, feeling a little pressure, but he finds Macario Dorba down the field. He's going to get out to the midfield line or so. That's a huge 30-yard reception right there, as we're going to go back to the ground. Guyassi Blanks with a nice run there. That one's going to go for 4 and give us a good second down situation. We're in the pistol, handing it off. Guyassi Blanks with another carry. He cuts and jukes. He's going to pick up 5. 3rd and 1's very manageable. We're happy with that. That's what we're hoping to get out of Guyassi Blanks as our starter, as Ladarius Marlowe checks in. He jukes, gets to the outside. That's a 5-yard pickup. You can see the burst that this kid has, and that's why I'm so high on him. 1st and 10 now. He remains in the game. Garcia going down the field in the quadruple coverage there. You can't do that. Luckily, it was dropped and not intercepted. So on 2nd down, back to the ground game. Guyassi Blanks with a nice carry up the middle. He jukes a little bit and goes for 9. Or 10. I guess they give him 10, but they're going to call it 3rd and inches. So we're going to probably go to the ground here. That's the best decision. And Guyassi Blanks will get the carry and get the first down. He powers ahead for a 4-yard gain. Gators are marching on this drive. They're doing exactly what we need. Coach KJ's under fire this year. He can't have a bad season. So we need to get this offense going, as Macario Dorba goes for 11 there. 1st and 10 now from about the 11 or so yard line, as we're going to go to Freeman underneath, and that's a touchdown. Florida's going to take a lead in this one, 7-0. That's Sam Freeman, our senior redshirt, new starting tight end who replaces Kyle Hinder, who headed off to the NFL. Now let's see if we can stop this Rebels offense. Marquez Potts goes nowhere on 1st down. On 2nd down, they're going to go right back to him, and he cuts it to the backside this time, and he found a little bit of a crease there and goes for 6. 3rd and 4 is pretty manageable. Now let's see if they're going to let Hawthorne pass. That's exactly what they do. It's a screen to Spellman, though, and he's going to get the first down and then stutter and not pick up much more. He honestly could have had much more than that. I don't know why he stopped and stuttered, as the first quarter comes to an end with the Gators leading 7-0 today. This has been a pretty tight matchup, and Ole Miss is a very good team. I think we can win it, though. Let's try to get a stop on this drive, as Hawthorne's looking to pass, and he goes underneath, and that should have been intercepted, man. That was Apu had a chance and he just didn't capitalize on that. 2nd and 10 now down the field, and again, Apu could have picked it off. That was just a bad throw by Hawthorne. Now he's backed up 3rd and 10. He has to pass, but he's not getting any pressure. I don't know what's going on with our D-line, man. We're not getting in there today. However, he just checks it down, and that's Zach Poydras, our new slot corner, taking him down, causing the punt, and the Gators take back over. Guyassi Blanks gets a carry here. He's going to go for 2. And, you know, he's just, like I said, not very explosive. Right back to him, though, and he's going to be consistent, steady, and go for 2 again. Unfortunately, you want more than that out of your ground game. 3rd and 6 now. We got a pass here. Garcia gets pressure on him right up the middle there, and he just couldn't get the pass out cleanly. So we end up having to punt the ball back to the Rebels. This looks like it could be a pretty good punt here. Duque is going to take it from inside. He fumbles, though. However, the Rebels could recover it. We had a chance. That could have been a big turnover for us. But just like our fumble, they got back on top of it. They're going to hand that to Spellman, though, on the end around, and that was blown up for a 4-yard loss. That was just a bad decision right there by the Rebels. So now 2nd and 14, Hawthorne looking to pass. He steps up in the pocket, throws it underneath to Jackson, and he is going to go basically nowhere. That's a 2-yard gain, bringing up a 3rd and 12. Now we just need to get the stop here as Hawthorne again, feeling no pressure, but Lohman steps in front of that pass and swats it down. Nathan Osborne also had pretty good coverage on the play as we're going to get the ball up past midfield, and Guyassi Blanks is going to get another carry. He's going to take that for 7 yards. He's chugging along pretty smoothly today as Garcia again looking to pass, steps up and throws that into coverage. Norwood couldn't come down with it. It was one-on-one. Sometimes you give your guy a shot. 3rd and 3, though, back to the ground game. It's Guyassi Blanks getting the carry and getting the first down, and he goes for 9 there. That was a pretty good carry. He's averaging 5.6 yards per carry, so even though I've been kind of hard on him, he's been really good as Ladarius Marlowe checks in, gets a carry, and he goes for 7. I love this kid's explosiveness. I'm going to keep saying it. Right back to him, though, if he's in the game, and give him another carry. That one, he had nowhere to go. He only went for 2. 3rd and 1's manageable, though. Marlowe remains in the game. We are going to pass, though. This time, we throw it into coverage, and Logan Houston comes down with it. He took that for 19 yards. That's what we were hoping Jaden Norwood could do. So now it's 1st and goal. Garcia on the move, checks it down underneath to Polamalu, our new fullback, and unfortunately, he couldn't get in. So on 2nd down, it's Guyassi Blanks juking and stepping into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. It's a 14-0 lead here today. Guyassi Blanks stepped up on that drive and looked pretty good. Hopefully we can keep our ground game going and keep the pressure off of our passing game. As Potts is going to take that carry and go for 10 yards. That's a great run to begin this drive for the Rebels. They're going to go to the receiver, Henry, on this play. And that one didn't work, man. They went backwards. It says they lost a yard, but in reality, they lost 2. So now on 3rd down, Potts is going to go in motion. They're going to toss it out left to him, and that went nowhere, man. That was read perfect by Jared Wells. There was nowhere for him to go. That's going to lead to a punt, and the Gators get the ball back and go down the seam to Sam Freeman for a 15-yard pickup and a Gators first down. There's a 1:19 left in the half. They got to keep moving. Again, it's Freeman right down the seam, and they find him once again. That's an 18-yard gain. They're in probably outer field goal range right now. They need to get a little bit closer to be safe, but Garcia feeling pressure wisely ends up throwing that one away. He held onto the ball a little bit too long there. 59 seconds left in the half. Again, looking to pass. He goes down the field. That's Macario Dorbo wide open for a 12-yard gain. Now the Gators are in field goal range, so they'll be all right. They just got to be smart with the ball as they go underneath to Macario Dorba, and that's going to be a 7-yard gain, getting the Gators in better field goal range, but they still only have 30 seconds left, so they need to make sure they're smart with their time. And the ball is right on cue. That's going to be an interception for McNulty. The Gators can't afford that, man. That's 14-0 as they head to halftime, but that's mistakes that you just can't seem to be making here. That's got to improve. As we're looking at the stats here, the Gators have been all over the Rebels so far. The Rebels offense has been unimpressive and not very good, frankly. So the Gators, you know, their defense has really stepped up, and they do have a really good unit this year. We do expect to have a dominant defense, and I honestly think this defense is the reason we might be able to win championships. Now let's take a look at the recruiting news. We're going to do it a little different this year. We have Austin Moncrief, a 3-star, number 88 tight end in Nation. He committed to the Gators, and he's going to stay committed to the Gators. Next up's Darius Warren, a 5-star, number 2 D end. He ended up committing to Georgia over Florida. Then we have Hussein Ford, a 4-star, number 4 defensive end, who did choose the Gators. Now, as you notice with that, I don't tell you their overall. That's what we're going to save for signing day. You're going to see where their stars are ranked and who we get, who we don't get. And then at the end of the season, we're going to go ahead and show off their overalls and how good of a player they are. And, you know, that'll make it to where There's still a little bit of intrigue, I guess, at the end of the season, but I'm tired of making all the slides and stuff. I don't think they come out, they don't add a ton of value. I'd rather just take what the game already has in there and start using that. It'll save me a little bit of time, and with a daughter in the house, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes to save a little bit of time to make sure I'm getting these videos out for y'all. Gators have the ball here, and that's Guyesi. Blanks taking that for a 5-yard gain, setting up a 2nd and 5. They're gonna go right back to Blanks, and this time he didn't go anywhere. Sam Freeman got blown backward. It was just a 1-yard gain. So on 3rd and 3, they decide to go 5 wide, and Garcia throws it underneath. That's Tommy Taylor, the third, making the reception. That's a 5-yard gain and a Gator first down. He's a 6'7" speed demon of a receiver that we're really excited about. He does need to work on his hands, but he's a player that I think is going to make a big impact for us in the future here, as that's a first down run by Dana Garcia that gets another first down. So Garcia passes underneath, and Jaden Norwood couldn't hold on to that. That was a drop. I understand he got hit pretty hard on that play, as Murphy checks into the game here, and he's going to get a carry up the middle, and look how explosive he is. That's a 20-yard run by Dwayne Murphy, and this is why we're rotating backs more this year. I think that the explosion we have behind Guyesi Blanks requires us to get him in the game to hopefully not lose him and to capitalize, because I think that'll make us a better team overall. As it's 3rd and 5, Garcia looking to fake the screen, go down the field. That's a terrible decision. He tried to fit it in there to Murphy. It didn't work. So what will the Gators do? Well, they're going to go 5 wide, and they're going to go for it. Garcia throws it quick. That's Tommy Taylor, the third, once again for a 9-yard gain and the Gators first down, keeping this drive going. Garcia is moving in the pocket. He's going to throw it into the end zone. Touchdown, Macario Dorba. I guess it didn't quite make it to the end zone, but he fit that in there perfectly. That was a great play and gives the Gators a 21-0 lead over Ole Miss. I didn't expect this to be this much of a blowout, but that's a great way for the Gators to get this season going. Knowing that Coach KJ is on the hot seat, this is exactly the type of performance they're going to need. Now, they do have a fantastic defense, in my opinion, this year. They're a little bit weaker in the secondary, but I think their front seven's so good that it's not going to matter, truthfully. I could be wrong, but to me, I think that's the difference maker. Our front seven is amazing. We'll see if they can keep going, though, as Hawthorne's going to run a speed option, and that's Norkeithius Moore blowing him up for a 1-yard loss. So right back to the ground game. It's going to be Marquez Potts going outside and breaking a tackle of Nathan Osborne and picking up 10. That's still going to be 3rd and 1 because of the loss on first down here. So let's see what they decide to do. They're going to run play action and throw it. Luckily, Deshaun Henry was able to hold on to that. Sorry that his name threw me off there for a second. As they're going to pitch it out there, that's Hayden Kaufman losing 3. We'll see if this defense can keep pushing them backwards, as Hawthorne's gotten them right up around midfield. He's going to tuck and run. That is a great rush. He might actually go all the way. I guess Norkeithius Moore is just a little bit faster, though. He caught him from behind and got him down. Now on the outer range is a field goal. Hawthorne's going to throw it, and he finds Dylan Pilardi, setting up a 1st and goal at about the 7-yard line. They're going to go to Marquez Potts, and that's Stuart McCaffrey taking him down after just a 1-yard gain. 2nd and goal. There's movement. Is it on the defense or is it on the offense? They're going to back him up. It's on the offense. So 2nd and goal from about 9. Hawthorne's going to run. He had nowhere to go, man. That was just a bad play call. I hate the QB draw in that situation. So Hawthorne again looking to pass. 3rd and goal. Max Pierre gets in there and hits him, but he gets the pass away. That's a touchdown to Jonathan Spellman. Ole Miss is finally on the board. It's 21-7. Let's see if the Gators can get another score and keep this momentum going, as they find Macario Dorba in tight coverage, and that goes for 11 yards and gets the Gators up past midfield once again, as they're going to go back to Murphy on the ground. And look at this gap he has. He shows off his speed. He accelerates through. That's another 19-yard rush. He almost has 2 20-yard rushes in this game already. He's going to stay in the game. They're going to run play action, and Garcia's feeling pressure. He couldn't get that ball away. He goes down, takes a sack. That could be a critical mistake right there, as we lose 10. So on 2nd and 20, looking to pass is Dana Garcia. He goes down the field. That's Macario Dorba, one-on-one winning, picking up 21 and getting the Gators a first down here. Down to the ground game, it's Jackson checking in, and he's going to get a carry. That's a short one. It goes for 5, but he's another one of them backs that has some juice that we want to get in the game more. He goes and gets another carry, and he drops the ball. If you want to keep your spot in the rotation, you can't do that. However, they are going to review it. Let's take a look. Yeah, it clearly was knocked out by the ground. He still needs to be careful with the ball, but you know what? You can't hold that against him. We're going to win the challenge. We're going to keep the ball his knees down. We're good there. I'm not worried about that, and that's exactly what they do. They reverse it, so he stays in the game. Garcia looking to pass, going to the end zone. Touchdown, Jensen Skalski. He is a 5-star, 4-star. He was the number 10 receiver in the nation. I think he was actually a 4-star that we got. He was one of the gems of our last recruiting class, and we're proud to see him make an impact for us here, as the Gators are going to take a 28-7 lead with 6:50 left in this one. Hawthorne here taking a short carry there, only goes for 3, looking to pass now, feeling pressure up the middle. He throws it in the coverage. Nelson Lohman could have picked that off. He had his hands on it. We need that turnover as Hawthorne's looking to pass. He has all day in the pocket. He goes down the field. That's Deshaun Henry wide open for a huge play. I don't know what happened. I think that was Tony Apu who was supposed to be in coverage. He is a low overall, so I do expect him to get beat. However, on next play, that's just Akeel Wesley being beat, and I don't expect that. He's too darn good of a player to allow that type of play, as Hawthorne's going to tuck the run on first down. He gets the edge. He slides wisely right in front of Merringer to make sure that he doesn't take the hit. 2nd and 2 now. Potts in the game. He gets hit. He goes backwards. Tony Apu and JJ White wipe him out at the end of that play, setting up a 3rd and 4. And they decide to pitch it out there. That's Norkeithius Moore catching Potts from behind. He only picks up 2. So on 4th and 2, what will the Rebels do? They're wisely going to go for it, as Hawthorne's going to tuck, run, and get the first down. But Osborne drilled him and made him go airborne at the end of that play. He still held on to the ball, though. So Hawthorne looking to pass underneath. He's going to find Wells, who steps out of bounds after picking up 6. It's 2nd and 4 from about the 5-yard line or so. They decide to give it to Henry on the sweep, and that just didn't work. Honestly, Max Pierre read it perfectly. They're going to lose 2, setting up a 3rd and 6 now for the Rebels. Hawthorne is feeling a little pressure from the Zach Poydras blitz, but he gets the pass to Jackson, who breaks a tackle and goes in. Boise Jackson, their starting tight end, scores, making this a 28-14 ball game. Now the Rebels are going to attempt an onside kick with just about 4 minutes left, and it's messed up by the Gators. I don't know what happened there. The Rebels recover. We're choking this game away. Coach KJ's got to get himself figured out. This team does not play with a lot of confidence. You know, we can't keep doing this, as Hawthorne's going to tuck and run after standing in the pocket and go for 9, almost 10. They call it 2nd and inches. He's going to look to pass here. They're moving pretty well on this drive, as he again finds Jackson, who gets out of bounds after picking up 10 more yards. They're already down to like the 16-yard line. Hawthorne going to the end zone this time, and that's Jackson for the touchdown. It's a 1-score game with 3:04 left in this game. We controlled and dominated this game right up until the end, and we are somehow messing it up as Jackson remains in the game. He's going to get a carry and go for 4. Honestly, I think it's time to get Guyassi Blanks back into the game, and that's exactly what Coach KJ does. Let's give our power back junior a few carries here and let him salt this game away, hopefully, as Garcia's going to throw it to him on a screen and get the first down on 3rd and 3 and more. That's a nice reception that goes for 16. 2:11 left. Rebels are using timeouts. We probably need 2 more first downs at most, as we're going to go to Guyassi Blanks on the ground, and he's going to pick up 8, 9 and break a couple tackles. They call it 10. It's 2nd and inches, as the Rebs just used their final timeout. We just need a first down, maybe 2, as we go to Guyassi Blanks. He gets us that first down. That's pretty much going to seal this game up. We're going to need to drain clock and maybe keep running it. We'll see as we go to Blanks. He spins out of that tackle and picks up 5. 2nd and 5 is great. We're down to 51 seconds when we snap the ball. Ladarius Marlowe checks in. First down and more, as his speed shows off right there once again. That's an 8-yard gain. That's a Gator victory as well. They're going to go ahead and just take a knee. This one's over. And look at the cheap shot at the end of that. That's BS. That guy needs to be ejected and suspended for that. However, Dana Garcia is your player of the game. 17 of 26, 228, and 3 scores. I mean, that was quite the performance from our junior quarterback. You know, after some of his up and down play last year as a first-time starter, you know, it's good to see him come out and really start off his junior year strong. He did end up throwing a pick in the end. I did forget about that, but he ended up hitting 65% of his passes. He only took 1 sack. He was really good. On the ground, Guyassi Blanks was good. Ladarius Marlowe was good. Murphy was amazing. Jackson was good. Like, our ground game's going to be a step up this year. Macario Dorba stepped up, and he was our number 1 receiver today, basically, with 117 yards, a touchdown on 7 receptions. He had a really good day, and that's something I believe we can build upon, especially with us missing Breland Brown. Now taking a look at our defense, Zach Poydras, our slot corner, led us in tackles. We had 2 TFLs from Osborne and Annie Bognam. A couple of, 4 guys with 1 TFL. No sacks, which was disappointing, and of course, we didn't have any interceptions. The thing is about the sacks, I really feel like our D-line didn't play up to par today. They did well against the run, but they really need to get the pass rush back. That's the key. It allowed Hawthorne a little bit too much time. They couldn't run the ball. The only reason they were able to get back into it is Hawthorne was able to start hitting his passes. So as long as our pass rush can improve and get back on track, we'll be okay. We have 2 studs at the edge. I think both of them could be number 1 overall picks into the NFL possibly. That's how good of players they are, and that's how good of prospects they were coming out of high school. JJ White's been fantastic in his 2 years, and honestly, last year, Norkeithius Moore blew me away with how good he was. So, coming out of that game, we end up having an upgrade for Carter Jake Jr. We decide let's go in the royalty. We need to improve our visits and try to get these players we really want. I thought about pipelines for a second, but truthfully, it didn't make sense. Taking a look at our Heisman standings, Matt Hayes at TCU remains at the top, followed by Montrell Atwell, Ryan Cleveland, a halfback at Baylor, Devontae Coleman, Alabama's halfback, and Franchon Osborne, Oklahoma's quarterback. We haven't seen Oklahoma yet in the series, and I hope to see him soon. We're probably going to end up ending our rivalry with LSU to start playing 2 rotating teams out of the West. I just don't think we get enough rotation with the schedule, so hopefully we can fix that. As we're scrolling through the top 25 pretty quickly here, we improved from 14 to 13. That's okay. It's 1 win, so I don't expect a big jump. I didn't see a whole lot of changes. Wisconsin dropped, Penn State dropped after losses. Nobody dropped out of the top 25 though, so it wasn't anything crazy. Week 1, week 2 area, you don't tend to see a lot unless there's a big upset. Next up though, we have Oregon State on the schedule. They come in much worse than us. We should be able to beat them pretty easily. The big thing about Oregon State is they have Drew Williams, and you'll see his comments in the next video, but he's been talking a little bit of smack about the Gators after he left. He was a Florida boy who wanted to play for the Gators, and I think he's a little bitter about how his time ended at Florida. I think, surprisingly, he was upset. I mean, he wasn't a top back, though, so I don't know why he got mad, but you'll see his comments in the next video, and we'll discuss it more there. I'm LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'll be back with more Coach KJ soon. I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar.